Guys, Frank Zaylor here. I'm going to go ahead and do a video where you guys can actually see me, and want to talk about some things that's happened over the last few weeks and you guys might find interesting. One of the things that I've noticed with a lot of guys and a lot of builds is there's no plan for the build. I have a buddy at work that has a 600 horsepower Honda, okay? And I asked him, I said, hey, what are you going to do with it? He goes, what do you mean, what am I going to do with it? I said, are you going to race it, just drive it around, have fun, play around with it? He said, I don't know. I said, well, do you plan on going to the track? And he said, yeah. I said, well, you know it's not ready for the track. He goes, no, it needs axles, it needs slicks, it needs rims, it needs tires. But he spent all this money in the motor, thousands, to make a 600 horsepower Honda motor. Now, if you're going to take it and just take it out on the weekends and play around with it, hey, that's cool. That's your money. You can do with what you want. But I don't think that was his original plan, and I don't think he has a plan for it. It would have been great if he would have said, okay, I want to do this with the car, and that with the car, and figured out exactly what he was going to do with it before he started the build. Now, I understand a lot of guys have an older car, or you have small block, big block, it doesn't matter, and they put a new set of headers on it or try a different carburetor on it and go out and play with it, and it's a little faster. There's nothing wrong with that. It's having fun with it and going and playing with it. But if you're going to take a car and you're going to spend the money that it costs to build a 600 horsepower Honda motor, and I assure you it's a lot of money, have a plan what you're going to do with it. When I took the Malibu motor apart, I pulled the main caps off and I noticed all the mains were walking around, and we were spinning at 6,700 RPMs going through the traps. I went ahead and switched to a 4-bolt so we wouldn't have that problem. I put a new good crank in it. I put 4340 rods in it. I put a different set of pistons in it. I put some thin ring pistons in it, which you guys know how I feel about thin ring piston rings. And when I was building it, I had some discussions with people. They said, why not just go ahead and build a 383? I mean, I'm buying a crankshaft, I'm buying rods, and I'm buying pistons. That could have easily went to a 383. And the reason is because I think the car would have slowed down if I'd have built a 383. It'd have built more torque, I know that. But I only have a 170cc runner intake. I have a very small cylinder head on it. With a very small valve, a 194 valve. And when you increase the displacement like that, I did a lot of thinking about this, and I said, she's going to be all done. I'll never get the RPMs out of it that I need to get. So I went ahead and did the 350, and I made the 350 as efficient as possible. What I'm saying is sometimes I overplan. And in this case, I did overplan. One thing that I didn't do that I wanted to do, that the driver of the car, we kind of split a lot of the stuff, is he didn't want to run race gas, but we ended up with too much compression anyways. So we have to put race gas in it anyways. So I should have had, and with my first instinct, and went ahead and put it up to 13.5 to 1, or as much as compression as I got. With a 350 cubic inch motor, at that kind of RPMs, 170cc is still a straw. Okay, you're still sucking through a straw. Now, put that on a 400 cubic inch motor. It'd feel great driving it down the street. You floor it. You have a tremendous amount of torque. And I love torque. But you're all done. And you know, to make horsepower, you have to have RPMs. Okay? If you can't get the RPMs out of it, you're never going to have a big horsepower number. And I built it purposely as a 350. And it's been 11 teens Basically, by the 8th mile mark, it should have ran 11 O's. It's doing pretty good. What I'm saying is even a simple thing like that, I planned and decided exactly what I wanted to do with the motor and how I wanted to do it. Okay? I didn't just go, oh, hey, these pistons are on sale, or these rods are on sale, or this, that, and other. If you can figure out exactly what you want out of the car and what you're planning on doing with the car, then you build it to that. Okay, now I understand there's times where, well, I don't have the money for that, or I don't have this, that, and the way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, you can scrimp on some things, and some things you're going to have to do. But I've got, if I told you what I had in a set of Vortec heads, you'd fall over. Okay, I could have got a nice set of Chad aluminum heads completely done up for what I got in a set of Vortex. I'm kind of on a mission with that car. Number one, that car is deadly consistent and it's a money-winning car. But enough about my car.